Man, I don't know if it's just the time of year, but I'm thankful to get to sit down and watch wrestling together, bro. Never thought this would be my job. I mean, technically, it isn't your job unless you get paid. But yeah, I feel you. Family time with chaos. Can't beat it, bro. Just two bros enjoying some wholesome wrestling. Let's go ahead and let's turn on AEW Blood Guts. Love you, bro.
I mean, she's no stranger to being inside of a cage. Oh no, Shafir obviously did, and now Shafir and Statlander. A perilous battle over this bed of nails. Out, and she is broken that champagne bottle and using a broken glass. And it's smart. The steel cage, Jamie Hayter bouncing the bloody head of Sky Blue off the unforgiving steel of Hayter. Sky Blue, but hang on. And now, Cameron has brass knuckles underneath the puppet with the knuckles and shot from behind with the CEO around the shoulders. The Samoan drop.
Jesus. They just tortured Mina. Right there. In front of Toni. And Toni. She's so torn, bro. She had no choice but to surrender the love of her life. It was so selfish. Nope. Come on. That's one of the most selfish things I've ever seen. But she surrendered for love. You can kind of get that, right? Yeah, but only 2 of them are involved in a relationship. There's 5 women on this team. The other 3 have been working their butts off forever. You didn't see Harley Cameron crying when Mini-Moné was thrown out there. No, she put on brass knucks and got down to business. Okay, but that's a puppet, not a person. Her love, man. They've been together for like 2 months? 2. Come on. She screwed her whole team over a fling in a blood and guts match? All right, fair enough. I mean, I see your point. I can see your point. So you agree with me? I mean, sorta. That's because you're a terrible person. Damn it! I knew you were going to do this to me! And welcome back to 1, 2, ooh. We're going to talk about AEW Blood and Guts. It was absolutely insane this week. And look, say what you want about AEW, but when they lean into chaos, they lean all the way in. And before we get started, make sure you attack that subscribe button like an RKO out of nowhere so you never miss an episode of 1, 2, ooh. First, we're going to talk about the opening match of the night, the women's Blood and Guts match. I personally, of all the matches on this card, I thought this was the better Blood and Guts match between the men's and the women's. But this was just fantastic, man. And don't get me wrong, I saw a lot of botchy moments in there, I think, from Sky Blue and stuff, but it was what I expected. Within just the first couple minutes, you got people bleeding everywhere. They probably brought into this match every weapon you possibly could. You had glass. You had a bed of nails. You had a puppet with, when it was taken off, there was brass knuckles underneath it. And then probably the most powerful flex I've ever seen in my life, Mercedes Moné handing out title belts to her team because she has so many to use as weapons against the opposing team. But I thought this match was really good because, one, if you look at all the names in it, AEW just has a very strong women's division right now. Every single person that entered this match, I was pumped to see. Music hit, and you're like, oh yeah, here we go. Even Megan Bang coming out there and crushing some people. And dude, Marina, crazy. She's nothing on her feet, just walking across the glass and the pins and stuff. She is a woman who, Death Riders got themselves a monster there. But comes out, and I thought overall this was a really good match. Them even sneaking out of the cage, getting it cut open, getting the good team out to single out some of the members and locking it up. And then ultimately torturing Mina until Toni Storm quits and can't take it anymore. And that's where we come to the end. But I thought this was so good. So much was told in it. Yes, it was violent. Yes, it was brutal. But it was called Blood and Guts. What did you expect? I will say, though, Mini-Moné did not deserve what happened to her. You should be ashamed of yourself, Mercedes. Now we jump over to Hangman versus Powerhouse Hobbs. This was a match I wasn't looking forward to really at all. I thought it would be good, but I didn't think it'd be as good as it was. This was fantastic. This match did so much for Powerhouse Hobbs. He was always a big beast and he always had his power, but he felt very beatable. And this was one of the first matches I saw him in where the only thought I had after this match was, who the hell's going to beat this guy? If that's what it took to beat him, dude, that no one is going to beat this guy. It literally took Hangman throwing him through like a power box table thing that exploded for him to be able to beat Powerhouse Hobbs. And I think this match did so much for both of them. One, Hangman's a beast. It continues that good guy story of him just taking on anybody. And I think it's going to be one of those things where it starts to wear on him as time goes on. And that'll be part of the whole story because he is wrestling a lot for a champion and he's taking on some tough matches. But Powerhouse Hobbs came out of this looking awesome. Like, I don't know how you don't look at it any other way, but this guy is just a monster that you have to hit him with everything to win. And that's what he needed. This was a huge win for both guys. And damn, it was a really fun match to watch. Okay, we're going to jump into the men's Blood and Guts match. This was the last match of the night. And I'm going to be honest here. I was not really looking forward to this match at all. The only part of the story I really cared about remotely is the Darby Allin and Moxley stuff. I think that's kind of interesting. But I really, a lot of the other competitors in the match, I just wasn't really that interested in it. But I got to say, absolutely delivered. I thought everyone went chaotic here. It was crazy. Death Riders looked great. The men's team looked really, really good. The babyface team, Orange Cassidy was awesome. Even when they stapled his hands into his pants. Lots and lots of crazy things happening in this match, which I expected. But I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. Even the really crazy stuff, which I'm not a massive fan of the overly violent things and like them lighting the table on fire and throwing Darby through. I was like, wow. And that ultimately removes him from the match, which makes sense, right? Like that is a crazy thing to have happen. The storyline with the Don Callis family attacking Briscoe. So the numbers were really on the side of the Death Riders most of the night and they were dominant most of the time. And then you have this rally at the end of the match and Jon Moxley is the one who surrenders. Again. This gave me a lot of respect for Jon Moxley. As much as I have not enjoyed the Death Rider story for the most part, I thought it's been getting better. This collapse of Jon Moxley that is being told right now, it's very interesting. And Jon is showing why he is who he is. He just knows how to bring people along. He knows how to tell stories. And this story of Jon Moxley losing his title, quitting in an I Quit match, and now being the reason that they lost Blood and Guts. I think it's an extremely interesting turn for the Moxley character. And I'm loving every minute of it. I'm here for the ride. He's got me hooked. But the match overall, really good. More important, I think, is the story that comes out of this Jon Moxley quitting again. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit me up in these comments, and smash that subscribe button so you never miss another episode of 1, 2, OOOOOH.